Joe Zikas from NewHomeNotebook. I'm here with Alan Lev at the Belgravia Group's offices. Let me paint kind of like a doomsday scenario for you. 6,000 units coming into delivery in the next 18 months, unsold. Quite a few of those may be converting to rentals. Large new rental projects, apart from that, coming on the market. Historically, when that's happened, the rental guys start going into 1, 2, 3, 4 months free rent mode. Why would somebody want to buy when they can get these incredible rental deals in comparable new construction?
That still goes back to what your lifestyle is. Do you want to own your own place and want to have some tax benefit from your real estate taxes and your interest on your mortgage, and have there's no tax shelters left of any other sort. I mean, that's really the only tax shelter that's left for any of us. And do you want ownership? Do you want to own your own place, decorate it yourself, know that you can stay in there for a number of years without an increasing rent or cost? Do you want a building that is people that you're going to see for a number of years and make friendships with? Or do you want to be in a more transient type of situation? And look, rentals are good. You need
People
rentals
can answer that question in either direction. Really.
You need rentals, and we've actually depleted our supply of rentals over the last 10 years. So it's a good thing that more rentals are getting built. It's not necessarily neither or. It depends on what your situation is. I was just going to comment on your number of 6,000 units, and the number of projects aren't going to get built because
the number is shrinking.
The number is shrinking
as we speak,
as well as buildings going rental in certain buildings, certain neighborhoods.
We took what, 1,000 units, 1,100 units out of the pool in the second quarter.
Right.
Canceled projects.
Yeah. So the number of completed units unsold right now is still manageable. It will increase as some of the buildings that are under construction start to get ready, and the sales velocity is still a little slow. But this is very much and always has been and always will be a supply and demand market, and it's a free market. And what has happened is that there's been some overbuilding and oversupply almost everywhere around the country. Chicago, fortunately, not as bad as many other places. And this is a time, both in the supply of housing as well as the mortgage industry, that we're overcorrecting. We got a little carried away on mortgages. Were too easy to get. There were, homes were going too fast. And what happens
is, at not getting one.
Yeah, right. Right. How much late? 120%.
Beat off the mortgage brokers.
So what happens in a free market is we overcorrect.
Let me come back to this supply-demand imbalance. For the last 10 years, I've been hearing that the market was overbuilt and the market would never sustain. Have we actually reached a point where there is in fact an imbalance, or some people are saying that the media have just paralyzed people into inaction and that there's pent-up demand?
No, I think, look, it's so easy to bash the media, and they certainly aren't helping the situation any, but I'm not sure anyone should ever expect the media to guide policy. I mean, the media's place is to make news.
I thought it was to run the presidential election.
Well, that too. Is there an oversupply? Yeah, there's an oversupply, sure. And it's getting burned off because new things aren't happening, and there are continuing to be sales, and it'll take some time, but it will balance out. And then I'll tell you what will happen some years from now is there'll be another oversupply at some other point, because it is a free market, and at some point people just can't help themselves, and we'll have excess somewhere else. The mortgage business, so they've greatly tightened, and it'll get back to some normal equilibrium, and then somebody will figure out some other way that it'll go the other way.
Because the one thing we can count on is the lenders are stupid.
You know what?
You don't have to answer that.
But there's we were building too many units in the city of Chicago, and it'll get back not to where it is right now. It's too low now. I mean, how many units are getting sold? And it was too high before.
There's very little starting again.
Yeah, it'll get back to somewhere around the 3,000-4,000 unit a year type of thing, not 6,000 a year. That's just not a sustainable number, and those of us who've been at it a long time have known that, which is why we purposely didn't start a new project in the last couple of years, because we saw the oversupply coming on. I didn't see everything else that's happened, but we did see the oversupply. And it'll change. You know, it'll get back to normal.
Favorite topic from our viewers, if, assuming the market were to open up, what neighborhoods do you like?
You know, right now, I still like...
Your company's always been pretty conservative on location.
Yeah, we have been pretty conservative, and I think we'll continue to be so. I mean, we have a couple of properties under contract right now that we have a long time before, you know, we have to or would close and get going on them. And they're, you know, really good sites. One's, you know, on the river by downtown, and the other one's on the river up on the near north side. And those are the kinds of projects. It's like bonds versus stocks. You know, when times are tough, people flee and they go to the safer things, and that's what's still selling now too. Is, you know, the better located,
better locations.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that we look to. We may occasionally be sort of on the fringe of the you know, the main area, but we're never two neighborhoods away. It just doesn't lend itself to the type of high-end, high-value projects that we build.
You didn't really answer my question. Give me some neighborhood names.
That's, you know, I think there's still opportunities in Streeterville. There's still opportunities downtown. The West Loop still has opportunities. The South Loop will have opportunities. Again, as we reach this equilibrium, you know, that you know, area from you know, Belmont or Addison to about Western Avenue to Cermak, there's still opportunities, plenty of opportunities to develop
really
within that area.
The stable, established neighborhoods is
yeah,
where you see the opportunities.
Yeah, and that's the first things that'll come back to. I mean, until the market takes off again and people start to, you know, do more pioneering kinds of things, I don't think you're going to see it going outside, particularly that ring.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.